right, so I'm going to ask a question that Rachel knows the
Now
answer
there's
to.
6 people in there.
We've just been
I
reunited.
think we're good. I think we're good.
And I'm going to turn the volume way down. Or mute. Well, don't mute us, but turn the volume way down. Rachel has been collecting plastics for a place in Tacoma that recycles them into park benches and things like that. And she's not going to do that anymore. So if that's a thing we want to continue doing, we need a hero who wants to step up, collect the plastics, take them home, and then eventually take them over to Tacoma to what's it called? Remakery. Is anybody interested in doing that?
But he doesn't have his grant anymore.
Oh, he doesn't have his grant.
Yeah,
so
I stopped because he stopped.
So there's no place to take them to.
Correct. I will take what's here today.
Okay.
But he doesn't have the grant to go.
There's no money for the person who was doing this to continue doing it. So there is no more program like this.
But I can double check.
And Rachel's going to double check.
But I will take what's here today.
So he brought it today, give it to Rachel.
I'll grab it on my way out.
Last chance. And then we'll see if there's anything going forward on that end.
Yes, but if you read the newsletter,
you would know this stuff. Okay.
it's my mom would know.
What do you have to say?
My issue.
No.
So come to the.
We
Open
the window again.
Maureen Kelly, in case you don't know me. Cora Russell couldn't be here.
There's
She does the
everyone
fat
that's logged
quarters
in.
and also the
Yeah, so could you
Box of the Month.
click that again?
So in the fat quarters, we haven't had a lot of tickets tonight, but someone gave a bundle of fabric, but I believe there is one of these that does not have a ticket over there. You may have given it to me, but I only have 4 tickets. So does any of these fabrics look like something?
Some people don't want them.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to make sure that somebody didn't not. Okay, so all of these can just go in there and they're a bonus for everyone. You don't want it to.
What's your
Okay,
mother's name?
I just want to make sure. I was kind of going fast and furious there.
So somebody's called Sue User.
Oh,
don't
and
think that's her.
maybe do this later. I do have
She'll
4
tell me when
patterns
she's on.
Or
for,
has the pattern for the block of the month?
yes, for next
For
month.
next month, over
I
at
do,
the
right
table.
over the table.
You can talk to Maureen at
Yep.
the break. Meanwhile, it is 6:56. I want the Zoom people to know, although they'll be able to watch tonight, we're going to have a traveling photographer here, videographer, and is going to take this coffee cart around and stop at each station. We'll have 15 minutes to listen to the demo, and then there will be the sound of a cowbell, and the person will have 5 minutes to wrap it up, and you have to have enough time to get to the next station too. So remember that when you're finishing up, that people have to move on. And the cart will go the opposite way, so eventually, hopefully, we'll annoy everybody at least once with the cart. The cart has the priority for the best seat in the house, because she's going to film it and record it, and then we'll put it up on the website.
So are you splitting people up to go to each?
Yes, I am splitting people up.
People can't get
and
in?
we're going to just
I don't know why.
I
call
just
out
rebooted
numbers
it.
1
You
through
did?
4.
Yeah, so tell the patient that she just put
and
that on
then
the
you're
right
going to be in
one.
that group. So we're going to start right here. There's 1. There's one of our demonstrators. I'm sorry, Rachel. You're 2, and you're 3.
No,
I'm in group 2?
You're yes, the videographer. 3. Sorry.
Am I in group 2?
Yeah.
Yay, group 2!
Yay, group 2. 1, 2.
3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
One.
Back to 1. Okay.
2, 3, 4.
Wait, did we go to 5 or 4?
No, 4.
We went to 4. Okay. She's 1.
3, 4.
I don't see anyone new.
Huh?
I don't see anyone new.
Yeah, she's still having trouble. But
3, 4.
I sent her the link. I went to my email and got it.
4, 1,
And where's Jeannie? Did Jeannie get in here? She's 4. Okay, so that, or what does she want to get? Whatever. It'll all work out. So stay with your groups. 1 is going to go to number 1, 2 is going to go to number 2, 3 is going over here, and 4 is coming over here. And you get to pick where you go. When we rotate, you're going to rotate to the next biggest number. So you go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1.
Okay.
Are we clear?
Huh? We'll just see.
We have, let's take about a 5-minute break if you need to use the bathroom, if you need to get one of those creamsicle cookies or a marshmallow treat, go out in the hallway. Listen for the cowbell. There's also a door prize Susan has donated, so be sure and get a ticket with a door prize from Mary Saurs, I think. From who? From Kim. Kim? No, not Kim. I passed out tickets. Kim has passed out tickets for the door prize. Go get a ticket. I'm 4. Here we go. Yeah,
Now,
let's
which
start
way
here.
do I have to go?
Here, well, you go 4, and then you're going to go the back way. So you'll go to 3, and then 2 is Susan. Or sorry, 2 is over here, and then 1 back there.
Okay.
A good place to start here. I think so too.
So I'm already down to 70%.
7?
70.
Oh, okay.
Hello, number 4.
I don't know if this fan will make too much background noise for you.
I can't hear it. But I don't know that that means anything. I'm afraid I'll be kind of jiggly. I still don't see her.
That's frustrating. Maybe she gave up. Oh. What do you say? Is it Zoom? Oh yeah, this is my mom right here.
Oh, okay. So she's one of these two.
One of the Zoom users. Yeah. Okay, I see you now, Mom. I was looking in to see your name, so your phone has.
Hello. How's everybody tonight? We're not really starting yet. We said 5 minutes. People 5 minutes. Nope, it's not starting yet. The mesmerizing side of me getting ready for something. you in group 4?
Behind you with the chair.
Right behind you.
Patient
Or not you, right behind you. Sarah.
You got this, Cora.
What's up?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. This is 4. Wait a minute. 3 is right there for Ginny.
No wonder we are so crowded.
She kind of looks like a 3. Kind of fun it might be.
We're taking them.
We're recording, right?
Yes, we're recording.
It's all fun. And think about what I'm going to say. I haven't thought about it till now.
I've been busy.
You're full. So here we are, we're going to talk about Fusible web, also known as cheater applique. But it's not, because it's still a lot of work. You still have to, do things. So, what is Fusible web? Has everybody used it? Who hasn't used it? So it's basically just hot glue attached to paper in a thin strip. I buy it by the bowl. Like this.
You have a favorite?
Yep. I like Wonder Under. Okay. There's also Seamless Seam, which was also very popular back. Well, still popular.
Yeah, I like the Misty Cruise too.
Oh, that's the tree. That's really old. Okay, so let me go with the paperback one. So these all have paper on them. So the paper here is Seamless Seam. This is the sticky back one, so it sticks. I have a problem with Seamless Seam. I have a problem with heat and bond too. So I'll say that heat and bond, the chemical that it's made of is different from Seamless Seam or Wonder Under. Those are both nylon polyamide. I just can't think of Wonder Under, but nylon polyamide rolls right off my tongue. And Seamless Seam is something, heat and bond is something different. It's a low temperature melt glue. And so what I learned the first time I used it, that if it didn't fuse on very well, I kept cranking my iron up to make it stick better. And I was actually pulling it off the fabric. And so it was a nightmare to use. Also, it comes in 2 ways, and the first time I used paperback Fusible web, I went to the then Fabric Lands, and they said we have 2 kinds. We have Heat and Bond and Heat and Bond Ultra. And I'm an engineer, so I'm putting a factor of safety on that, so it's Ultra, right? And it just not only was falling off, but it was my first time free motion quilting, so it would go down and it would pull the whole quilt sandwich up with it. It was just a nightmare to work with, and it was so stiff that by the time I was done with my quilt, it was like it did not need a wash. It was just that you could hang it from one corner, and but it did give me my favorite comment in a quilt competition that Joe wrote, stands up well in stiff competition. I didn't know. So I don't use heat and bond. It's also not archival. It turns yellow and brittle pretty early in tests. And I have used Wonder Under for 25 years at least, and it's never caused a problem for me. I don't need to quilt it down. I don't usually do that. I stitch around the edge of it when I quilt so that it looks like I appliqued that on. So, yeah, I mean, it is still cheater applique, I guess. Seamless Seam is about twice the price of Wonder Under, but it has this really bad habit of coming off, the paper coming off the back of it, or off the front of it, whatever you consider. And I am usually cutting out a shape, and I want to cut that shape out without the paper falling off. And so this does not work for me. which is why after 20 years I still have this little roll of seams. I don't use it. I don't know when I bought this, but I found it in my box of interfacing and fusible web, and it is a fusible web with a plastic kind of back on it. Isn't that weird? So I don't know. It's certainly easy to trace something. You don't need to use a light table or anything. You can put it underneath where I'm usually putting something on top. But if I were to, it might be handy. Well, now that Joann's is closed, I used to just go in with my coupon, or when it was on sale for 50% off, buy the more. And it lasts.
You're where it all went.
I bought all the wonder under. I did. And so now I don't know what's going to happen when I'm down to this.
Specific fabric,
What's that?
specific fabric. We're all gonna have to go
To the one place, but yeah, I gotta buy it 50% off now. I'm addicted to cheap prices.
I know.
So I'll have to look for a coupon or something and order it online. But here's the thing. So like, this is a really nice. It's kind of webby. If I'm doing something where the actual Fusible is showing, like if I'm using foil. If you were at retreat, you saw me using foil. And when I'm foiling something, I'll cut my shape out of the fusible web, iron it to my fabric, peel off the paper, put the foil on top, iron it, and then boom, I got a foil letter B or whatever I wanted. And that's a fun way to use it. But when you use seam, it has a grid of dots, and all the dots show on that foil. And same with the webbiness. I don't mind the webbiness of this, but I have found a new sheriff in town, this kind of fusible web, which has a picture of Alexanderson on the front, and I should know the name of it. Oh, look. I put the name in here. Treasure. Apple Web Plus. Apple Web Plus is smooth as a baby's bottom, so it's really nice. I can use it for...
And that's by Quilter Select, so if
By
I find
Quilter
somebody
Select.
who sells Quilter Select.
I think it's quality stuff. Okay. I think it's quality. Yeah. I think that's where I bought it. I just bought it at Show Expo. So it's a new product versus this. I don't know how it is. So that's really nice. I like that.
And you feel like you're going through it okay?
It's a real nice hand. It's pretty good. It's about the same as Wonder Under, but it's just a smoother texture, so I like that. Okay. So those are paperback fusible.
Okay.
Yeah, well she's got, her picture is there. Apple Web Plus is nice, and that's what I can tell you about. Paperback, there's more out on the market too. There used to be one called Aleen's, which went out of business a long time ago, and I still have some.
They still have some?
No, me. Oh, you do? I do. And the project has to be Aleen's worthy for me to use it, so I still have some. There's also stuff without paper, so you can get fusible web like this. It's witchery. A lot of people love this diffused. It's super lightweight. It's just the same stuff. It's just not got any paper on it. So if you're just collaging things on, I mean, it's hardly any fusible web on there. So it's not going to be the thing I use that's going to go in the washing machine. It's all stitched in. It's just kind of holding things in place for you. But yeah, that's a nice product. It's witchery, same thing, but heavier. This is fusible web without paper or with anything. It is bone ash, BO-nash, and it's like a powder. It's a powder. But you know what's fun? Taking out a shape, sprinkling the powder around, picking up the shape, foiling around there. Boom, you got a foil heart or something, an anti-foil heart. So it's just kind of fun to play around with. So when you go to iron your stuff on, read the manufacturer's instructions, then do what I do, which is just turn the iron on and start using it. Here's my ironing board. If I'm going to iron it to a piece of fabric or something, I'll often go to my fabric and think, I have an oak leaf here that I'm going to cut out, but I don't need to. Just because I'm lazy doesn't mean I can't be artistic. So I'm going to open up my fabric and find a nice place to fussy fuse this down. So where would I like to put that? Where I kind of like this area right here. Right here. I think that looks pretty nice. And I can audition and just ruin my shadow. What?
Oh, you're going to talk to her?
I was going to ask.
Yeah. Am I watching the time? I'm not. I need to. And where's Kelly?
I'll let you
Should
talk
be
to
given
her.
the time. We have about 5
No,
minutes.
no.
So I can open it up. I can find a place
But
where
this
I want to
is
put my leaf.
Pat Sky.
And I can. And by the way, I never cut it out nicely. It's cut out roughly. I'm going to cut it out nicely once it's fused down. So I don't want to spend any time. Don't want to waste time. Also, if I cut it out first and then I have to cut it out again, it won't have fusible web to the very edge of every thread. So I'm going to find a place where I like the way that looks coming down the midriff of that leaf, and I'll fuse it on there. Remembering that what's really going to show is that side. So when you fuse it to the front of your printed fabric, you're going to have the back of your printed fabric as your piece. Also, when you're fusing things down, if it has a direction to it, it's important. For example, a letter, you do it in reverse so that it's forward when you take it off. Okay, so now the other trick I want to show you is how to get things apart. So once you have something cut out, say a leaf, and now I have to try and break this edge, bend this edge over or something, and that's kind of a hassle. So a lot of times you'll fray your fabric on the edge. You can take your scissors or a seam ripper or anything and just take a nice light touch and score it, and then go from the center out and pull it off that way. Sometimes if you're doing like skinny text or something that's really skinny, you can't even score it without tearing it apart. Okay. Yeah, but sometimes it's just so little, it's hard to get your apart. Let's just give you another alternative, and that's your painter's tape. So I'll take a couple pieces of painter's tape and start it like this and like that. And pull it apart that way. So, all this window banner here, I put that together. Those are stage gels. The colored triangles are stage gels. They're all on a sheet of vinyl from Joanne that I squeegee to the window, so it's a window clean basically. But the triangles are stage gels from Lights Theater Lights that I cut up, and then the leading on them is actually window tinting for a limousine. So it's very dark. And I just cut it into strips, and it has a plastic backing, and I just did this with all the pieces of things. So, yeah. So everything I know about fusible web in 15 minutes. Are there any questions? Did I read anything else? Oh, I'm just going to show you too. These are press cloths. So this is a Teflon pressing cloth, because sometimes you're pressing something, you do not want to press this stuff to the bottom of your iron. It's like really the wrong way around. So the other thing that works really well is the release paper itself, which is what all of this is. It's just sheets of, because I was doing big pieces of fusible web for banners for church, for Advent, and I had all this, and it works great as a press cloth. If you're going to fuse something that's sheer, you need a press cloth on both sides that releases. Otherwise, you are fusing something to your ironing board, or your iron, or a piece of paper, or something that you don't want on there. So I have these, but I really like the paper. Parchment paper works too. So they you go. And if you would like your own personal piece, I am working on everything. So, all right.
Thank you.
We are done with our 15 minutes. About one more minute to go before I ring the bell.
So really when it comes to like that misty stuff, like, so I would just lay that on my fabric and then lay down all the collage pieces on top of that
And I would put a fresh cloth of this type or that type over the top of that. You're putting it onto a foundation.
I don't know, I've never used that.
Do you always top stitch?
Never. I never stop top stitch. I don't. I was telling them before you came that I don't top stitch. I trust the glue to stay on there with the Wonder Under. And I will trust it with the outlook fuse stuff as well. And I stitch, so when I quilt it, I will stitch in the ditch around the pieces to give it some dimension so it doesn't look so flat. That flat look is a dead giveaway that you use Fusible with. So I always stitch in the ditch around it with my quilting. So it makes it look really like I have fooled the judges at Paducah with that.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I trust it to stay on, but I'm not washing my quilts. You know, if it were a baby quilt that I was going to wash a lot, I'd probably stitch it down. But for an art quilt that goes, I don't wash my painting and I don't wash my art quilts. So, good question. So, yeah, we are done. We will ring the bell. Thank you guys.
Okay, I'm going to show
You were number 2. So this one was made for 41 part.
Where my bag is.
little booklet was made from a calendar page.
Yeah, we can.
Please, Doris at Mary's table. Doris? Were you just at Mary's table?
This was from the cover of a magazine. So like I'm saying, you don't need anything special to make these. This was a calendar sheet together.
I was gonna get Doris a chair.
And lined notebook paper. And this one I took apart because people wanted to find it. And this is dotted paper and just greeting paper. Once you decide on your cover, your inside paper, here. So you can determine, the size for your cover and I've got maybe 60.
Are you at your station? Okay.
So you center your cover. Eyeball the next part. I just want the dot or a center hole. And then I usually measure about half an inch from the side of the inside. So in order to punch a hole, I have a stylus, but you can just use the needles if you have some needles. I just hold it at an angle.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you the first time I used this
I've done this This is a greeting card. So it can be any size you want. I mean, all of these were just random sizes. But this was a postcard. So the size doesn't matter. You probably want to size So, in order to determine how much recipe you need, it's just 3 times So, see how this has a
Fusible, they said we
You're
have
gonna go back through the center hole.
and I this year I was going to put back on safety on that. So I said, if you've ever done heat bond it melts into something that's kind of like a cutting.
Right, you skip.
Like a plastic cutting. It's my first time
Start in the center.
touching a little bit around the whole sandwich came with it. So there's like 10,000 stickers per inch. And it's just very, very thin.
It would. I've done it with, you know that paper this? Yeah, you can use it. Yeah, you can use it right with thread. I've done it with that. It's too colorful and wide. Yeah, it just needs to, you need to have
Need a bigger hole.
So since we have enough time, this one, you can do any number of holes as long as it's an odd number. So on this one, I've got 7 holes. Wow. So I'll show you how that works.
So it's basically just like
Same thing, you still only have 3 times.
put into a glue stick and they sprayed it on paper. So there's a substrate there.
This is a holster thread, so it's in the border. It's a big eye. It's a big eye. So I'm going to start in the middle, inside this time. So same thing, start in the middle, the tail, and then you just go in. The next one,
You can temporarily position things.
going to, you can take it off the edge of your book.
No, mostly that you can move around your pieces. Once you put the clips are not like you're buying this on something, you peel off the paper.
And then, so I'm at the end, I just throw down here.
Iron this on and take it off. So they're both there. They're both there for
But
you know,
skip the middle.
it's kind of shiny.
Coming back, skip the middle.
Like on this design, why you just pat it up there onto your background.
You know you're doing it right because there will be red, there won't be any white space. Really, really bright. This is back to the middle. This is
But I use one director. One director is half the price of Susan.
you will come up,
And
you'll be on the inside.
used to the good old days when we had robots. And everybody else sales.
And if you want to tighten your thread, just pull on
So I use a lot of it. It is.
You're not going to tighten off. So yeah, you can do any number of holes as long as they're you know, it's up to you. The more you have, the harder it is to get them into there. So, but I think I did like 6, 8 with all of these. Depends on how big your paper is. I mean, if you wanted to make a just use thicker thread. I have not, but I've made a lot of other types of books that you sell. I don't accept those. You know what? It was before COVID because I made a book, a funny book about COVID jokes. I loaded it up and have all these funny little jokes that all So yeah, so gosh,
But yeah, you could, in fact.
You need a table. You need a table. You need a table.
I'll get one of these.
You need a table spot. You need to scrunch
I
it.
think they
You're gonna fold.
together.
They do clip together. It should have moved the other way. Sorry. Okay.
It's too hot to be standing a long time.
I know. That's what I felt like.
Oh, we get hands out.
Woo!
Cora made them.
Yes, Cora's good with pictures.
And you're lucky you're not the last group because I don't know if I'm gonna ever know. You need to sit. You need to scrunch in.
I've never seen this before.
Okay.
Which way you're scrunching?
Cora.
Oh, we get to practice.
Yeah, I used to teach math kids who are struggling, so I really just hands on.
Yeah.
No, that's yours.
Oh, I didn't see it in
Yeah.
your hand. It's like origami. Like these. More than one quilt. It's my quilt. Oh, this is the quilt. Yeah, how to fold
How to roll
for
it.
shipping, for storage.
Okay, I just made, one problem that we're gonna have is I am totally left-handed.
Oh.
So I do everything, yes, so I do everything left-handed. And the way the folds go, I'm left-handed, so you're gonna have to adapt because you do.
So the instructions on left-handed?
No, they're right-handed. I'm pretending to be Cora.
Okay.
Cora had to go out of town, and she asked Janet, and Janet said no. She asked Teresa, she said no, and so Sucker Mary did it.
Oh, thank you, Secretary.
These things, I thought, what's the big deal about a quilt? Just fold it, right? Well, I got thinking, and all my quilts that I just fold in half and half and half.
Yeah, that's what I do.
When I get them out to use them, they've got a crease in them and a bump in the
Batting.
batting. It just, I'm always, I get my cordless iron out on the bed. Yes, I'm a little bit picky about that. So this is on YouTube. So if you YouTube how to fold a quilt for storage, lots of ways. But there are so many horizontal and vertical seams in your quilts. That's one reason you get that problem. So she says put it with the on the bias. And this is my quilt. It's a lovely quilt. See all that patchwork?
It's a twin size.
Yes. Well, it's kind of a throw, but I just did this way because I don't want it's hot and I don't want to have to get a big quilt out. So if you do this, you make this into an airplane point. Okay. I don't know how you got your righties do it, but I put my hand down here and my thumb is about how far I'm going to go on this towel. So you go over as far as you want it to be. But if I have a cabinet that I keep my quilts in. And so this is the size of the shelf. And then I bring this back. So diagonal, diagonal, diagonals. I bring this down to however I want. It's nice and square. That's it. Perfect. So, with your little math papers, newsprint. Are you going to do this, Cindy, or are you just going to watch it? I'm going to watch. Okay. So,
She's auditing.
take it's the big
She's
side.
auditing.
It's the
Oh
big
my
side.
God, I've forgotten about it.
No. This is a used, I got a used. So you're going to make a hat or an airplane. We got a B-1 bomber coming. It's big and fat. And you're going to bring this one right here. This one. Okay, so this is the bottom. This is the bottom right here. And I'm going to bring this one over to my finger.
Bring that back. But what I am noticing
this tip to this tip. I think like that, right, Mary?
Correct. Put your fingers on this point.
Yeah, that thumb trick.
This is how I finally figured out how to do it. And then I just brought it over to my finger. Nope. I'm going to come around.
You're right, you sit there and this is gonna go back.
Yeah.
I'm being a good student.
She's sorry about being sweaty. But she showed
So here's this.
what?
Nothing.
We were just passing notes. We were just passing notes.
That's how I do it. My hand like that. That's how I do it. No, that's the width you want. Yeah. The troublemakers.
Miss Sauer, here it is.
Flowers, there's an S on it.
Okay. Oh, and then I can't even do it right.
Yeah, just so that way.
Oh no, it's Miss Russell.
Isn't that easy?
Yep. Yeah.
Once you know
I don't think you can do it right.
once you get this point, and this is the width of your shelf.
There's no
When you flip it back, and look at all these diagonals you've got.
It is. Oh,
Yeah, right. Hold on.
I did.
Did you?
I roll mine a lot.
When I first.
Have I talked about the roll yet?
Not here.
Repeat myself since I'm today. School. It's not very small. That's what I'm junior high when we changed the
Well, since people only catch a certain percentage every time it's repeated, it's fine if you do it. Yeah, repeat it.
Okay, so roll.
That's all it was. This was the hardest one.
Okay.
This is Cora's, and I like this because I'm gonna. If I do this, I don't know how big it's gonna look in my cabinet. I have a cabinet for my quilts, and I think just for something different, it would be cool to stack them like this in a row instead of all flat. So this is the one I'm going to do. Okay.
And that's which one?
It is.
Oh, right here.
It's the roll one. Yeah. It's the roll one, and you can use your paper again. Okay. So this is obviously your diagonal, and you just bring it down. Bring it over to the bottom like you did the other one. See, she did this because it's right-handed. It's going the other way.
All right, what did you just do? I got this. And what? Oh, there we go. I like this. That's what I did. All right.
Bring this over, this point, this point, over.
So the bottom's flat. This is flat. There you go.
Nice nail. Oh, thank you. Okay.
And then you roll, fold it to what width you want. Flip it over. Roll that baby. Remember rawhide? Roll it.
All right, we all know how old we are.
So people have like,
Okay.
Clint Eastwood is 96.
Oh. But it should fit
Goes,
into it, so.
you gotta get it tighter.
That then it folds in on it, so that's kind of nice.
Okay.
And the other one, I just made a king size quilt for my niece. She picked the pattern, she picked the fabric, and it was awful. I didn't want to do it, and then she wanted a king size. And I told her I mailed it. She says, "Oh, good, the dog can't wait to sleep on it." So anyway,
I know, doesn't it?
I told her I would haunt her forever if it goes in Goodwill. Yeah. But anyway, Stella's or Copper Spade. So anyway, it's not like it's Pyrenees or something. But I had to mail it. And in here it says to fold it this accordion way. And honestly, if you're going to mail a quilt, you're going to get it any way you can in a box. I put mine in those sucker bags so that you get the vacuum cleaner. And I set the king size, and it was this big, by this big, by this big. And I had a king size quilt there.
Yay.
I had a good vacuum cleaner, and if that sucker pops on the way to Vermont,
Back in the box.
yes. So anyway, that's about all she's got for you. And
Okay.
That's good.
this is Cora.
Great, no, this
And
is
Cora
good.
did all the handouts, and Cora did everything.
Yeah, she did great.
Could I have a handout, Mary, please?
Yes, that's Cora.
Thank you.
So anyway, I hope
I think you're gonna run out, so please.
what? No, I don't. I just
donating
found a
mine.
bunch more.
Oh, okay.
So, another thing I want to talk about. Yeah. My husband doesn't like litter. He has litter.
You can spit in my mouth now. Okay. Okay. All right. We all sew, and eventually we'll have to sew up at least a button onto something. And I know my eyes are failing me, so threading a needle is always a pain in the tuchus. So if I can get it threaded once, that's fine with me.
Time to adopt a threader.
Yeah, I've used them too. I try not to. Oops. But once I get it threaded, it's like, okay, I don't want to rethread it in the middle of sewing. So the way I do that is I go ahead and I wind the thread, the short end, around my finger, and then I so it makes a loop, and now I'm going right through the loop, and I make a knot at the top of my needle.
Oh, it doesn't catch when you're sewing?
Okay, so now my thread's all together like this. So if I accidentally drop it on the floor, I can't find the needle, but I can find a pool of thread faster. So there it
Stuff around
is.
in your bare feet, you'll find it right away.
Oh yeah! Especially late at night when I'm doing my hand sewing. Okay, so will that knot at the end, will it go through? Yep, it will. Because when they make the needle, or make the eye of the needle, they punch a hole. When they punch a hole, it widens the metal out, so now it's wider at the top than it is on the shaft of the needle. So that's why the knot can stay there. Then when I first started sewing, I wrapped my thread around my finger and then rolled it off and made what I call a messy knot. That messy knot is awesome for when you're sewing on buttons. You don't want that button to come off. And sometimes I'll even do it when I'm doing my binding. If I'm sewing it on my hand, I'll go ahead and make sure that messy knot stays right there in the batting, so it's not going anywhere. But if I'm doing hand quilting, I want a dainty knot, a dainty little quilter's knot. So I'll make a loop. I will put the thread on my finger. I'll put the needle on top of it, and I'll wind the thread around a couple times like you're making a French knot. And then I will pinch those wraps together and slide them down. Oops, loosen up a bit. Slide them down over the top of all that, all the way down to the bottom. And now I have a dainty little knot.
Sometimes I get a messy knot
Doing
it
that?
that way. Yeah.
It depends on how tight and how loose you're holding the threads as you're bringing it down.
Pulling it down.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so now.
It's good. Squeeze over so you can see better.
So now I'm going to go ahead and bury that knot first. There's the knot right there in the top of the fabric. Give it a little tug, and now it pulls itself in. So now it stays right in there. But I want to make sure it stays in there. So now, you know that when you're sewing on the sewing machine, a back stitch is a knot. Same thing with hand sewing. A back stitch is a knot. And then you go forward, and now you've made a back stitch, made a knot. So that's that there. Now, when you get all done, your thread's too short and you want to go ahead and rethread it with something else, if you take your scissors and you go ahead and try to clip it off the top, you will nick your blades. So you'll take the thread, drop it down to the side, put your blades right here against the needle, and then clip the thread. That's the end of that. Is this my last demo? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm getting rid of this little short thread. That's not going to do me any good. Okay. Now, curved scissors. That's okay. All right, now. Okay, so we are going to pretend like we are going to do some machine quilting here. And if you have a computerized machine that has memory, then you can alter your stitches. So I will go ahead and I need to do a knot at the beginning of my quilting to make sure my quilting stitches don't come out. So I'll go to a zigzag stitch on my machine, and it has a default of wide and long. I will change my width down to 0. So now it's no longer going back and forth, it's only going up and down in the same spot, so now I have a straight stitch. Then I can change the length and go down so that now I have a short straight stitch, so I can go ahead and make my knot. I'm going to, I have the wrong foot pedal on. And so I'm trying to make half a stitch and it's not doing that, so I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and I'll do a back stitch, then I'll push my button for my straight stitch. My straight stitch is now on, so now I can go ahead and do my quilting. I get to the end of my quilting, and now I want to do another little short stitch to lock it off. I'll push it back to zigzag, and because my memory is still on, it goes back to the new setting of 0 width and real short length. And then I can go ahead and do that and be done. Now, okay. Now I want to go ahead and go to the next area. I'm going to the next motif, and I'm going to go ahead and quilt that now. So now I'm going to go ahead and move to there. I've still got it set on zigzag, which is the straight stitch and narrow, and then I go back to the straight stitch, go to the end, go back to my short straight zigzag, and now I'm in the very middle of my quilt. I do not want to lift this up and take the quilt and go all the way over the top of the machine in order to get to the bobbin thread. So I just move it aside, and now I have curved scissors. That's just something I learned from Carol Dope with paper piecing. And I went, oh, this works on doing quilting. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So now I just go ahead and pull the top thread up, and I can feel where the bobbin thread is coming up, and it makes that little loop. And it's just a little short one because I did those short little tiny stitches. So now I can cut the top of that off. Move it aside. And I didn't have to flip this all over upside down.
So the bobbin thread had come up when you did the little zigzag?
Yeah.
That's why it's not on the bottom.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, so now I've got threads on the top of my...
How long will it keep that in the memory?
Until I turn my machine off.
Oh, okay.
Or I change it.
Otherwise, every time you hit the zigzag, it's going to do that little
Yeah, now if I
thing.
turn the machine off and turn it back on, then it goes back to
Zigzag,
default.
it'll go
Back to default, yeah. Okay, so now I need to bury all my threads. So sometimes you can't do that back stitch thingy and that little teeny tiny short stitch, especially with some of the specialty threads. So this is really slick. I go ahead and I thread my needle with one thread but I've double threaded it. So I've got two threads that went through the hole. And now I've got a loop down at the end. So I'm going to put my needle down next to my thread that's sticking up that I want to bury. And I bring my needle alongside my stitches so that when the thread comes underneath there, it stays right next to the stitches so it's not showing. Then I find that loop, hang on to my little short tail, and pull this through, and now that takes care of that thread that's now buried.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. Thank you, Ricky Timms. Okay, now that was the lasso, the bobbin thread. Okay, now we go on to spools of thread. I'll pass that over there. Oops. Okay, so some thread comes like this, where the thread is wound around the spool so that it's all stacked up like this. Some comes like this, where it's cross-wound, so it's kind of a zigzag thing pattern that goes up and down the spool. If it's stacked, then it goes on the side. So this is how the thread comes off. It comes off the side. If it's zigzagged or cross-wound, it comes off the top. If you have a machine that only has the thread coming off here, that means that your thread's coming off the wrong direction. But your machine accounts for that in the tension and stuff. Don't ask me how they do it. And so it does that. But if you have notches on your spool, make sure the notches are on that side so that it's not going over the top. Yeah. Now, sometimes your thread breaks. There's lots of reasons for your thread to break. So you did all the things that you normally would do because the thread broke, and it's still breaking. Maybe the problem is that it's coming off the back and it wants to come off the front. So turn it over. Little odd thing that I learned. Okay, that's that one. Okay, now when you go to wind your bobbins, make sure that your thread is through all of the tensions that it belongs in. All the way into the tension. Because when it starts winding, if it's not all the way in the tension, it will make a very spongy wound bobbin. And I hear this all the time at retreats. Somebody is winding their bobbins, and they have got pedal to the metal, going 50 billion miles an hour type thing, and I'm going, oh, okay, don't do that. Because if the faster you wind like that, you can actually get it to wind too tight. And if you're using a plastic bobbin, it will pop and explode. So don't do that. So just slow it down. You can still go fast, just slow it down. But make sure it's in all of the proper tension. So sometimes I'll actually even hold my thread at the top just to make sure I can feel that there's tension on the thread as it's going through. And make sure that the thread is winding up and down, up and down. It's not going down, up, all the way up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way up, down, all the way up, you know. Make sure it's winding evenly. Otherwise, it's going to cause problem with your tension on your bobbin thread, and your stitches are going to be off. Okay, then when you go to thread your machine, make sure your foot is lifted up. Make sure that your foot is up, because when it's up, the tension discs that are at the top of your machine, now they're open. So the thread can go through and lay right down inside the tension disc. Otherwise, if they're closed, because your foot is down, then it's just going to lay on top, and there's no tension on your thread. Something I just learned a couple months ago. Sometimes I will change my tension on the fly so that I'm sewing along and go, oh, no. So I readjust it. It just needs just a slight adjustment over here type thing, and then I'll go again. No, lift up the presser foot and then adjust it and put it back down. Even you know, if it's already in the tension, just still do that. Let's see. Okay, now flywheel. The turner thingy on the side of your machines. Do not turn it backwards. It will mess up your timing. When the needle comes down, there's a little notch in the back, and that's where the loop of thread is right there, and the hook comes through and catches the thread and then makes the stitch. So you want the needle and the hook to meet at exactly the right time to get that stitch to happen. If you have been messing with your flywheel, going backwards, trying to get that thread mess that you've got that big old knot down here, and you're trying to go backwards, trying to get your needle to come back up so that you can, take care of things, you can actually mess up your timing. So don't do that. Now, you can jiggle it. You can do that just to get it loose enough that you can maybe get in there and clip the threads and stuff and get your jam out of the whole thing. But don't go backwards. Clean and oil your machines often. I do it at least, depending on what I'm doing, but at least 2 bobbins, and then I clean and oil my machine. Sometimes I will do it twice per bobbin if I am machine quilting on a cotton batting and flannel fabric or minky or something really fuzzy and whatnot, because it's making a big huge fuzz ball inside my machine. So maybe all I need to do is just go in there and get the fuzz ball out. I don't have to oil it, but I need to get all that fuzz ball out of there before it starts making a fillet pad. Okay, if your machine is going thunk, 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 you need to change your needle.
You can usually tell from the noise of the
You
machine.
listen to your machine.
Whether
Listen to your
it needs
machine.
cleaning or it needs a
Yeah.
needle.
Because your machine just purrs, and then it stops purring, and you're going, and you don't notice it because you're just pedal to the metal and getting all things done. And so I had to relearn this again at the last retreat when the guy was working on my machine. I said, put a little note on here. Every once in a while, when I come to a seam or when I come to the end of 2 pieces, then the thread will break, or the threads down in the machine get tangled together, and when the needle comes up, it's got the top thread wrapped around the needle. And I went, what in the world's that all about? He said he thought about it for a while, and he finally says, you have a burr on your needle, change your needle. Duh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was a burr. So I didn't hear the thunk thunk. Yeah, so I didn't hear thunk thunk thunk. But it was doing that. The thread was breaking and all. It's change your needle. Then on your feet, there are tons and tons of different kinds of markings on all of your feet. There's little lines, there's little spaces, all that kind of stuff. So sometimes if I'm sewing my binding on, and I have a different stitch width, and it's not a 1/4 inch, it might be 7/18 or some, I don't know, whatever, some odd number. I don't care what the number is. I will use those little markings on my foot to figure out exactly where I want to have the edge of the fabric. Drop your stitch length down when you are sewing your seams. Your default is set at 2.4 or 2.5. That's how many stitches you're getting per inch. I drop it down to about 2.1 to a 2, and so it's a shorter stitch. So when it comes time to do look at my 1/4 inch seam, this one is the default, and you can see they're bigger stitches. But when I look at how many stitches are in that 1/4 inch at the very end, here's my 1/4 inch. That's 2. Excuse me. I might get 2.5 stitches. Okay, I have been flipping this stuff around so much here. But this one here actually has anywhere from 2.5 to 3 stitches per seam allowance. So if the first stitch pops open, I still have more stitches holding it together. I have seen too many seams on charity quilts that were done with a long stitch length, and then they're using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and all the stitches pop out. So drop your stitch length down. It's a lot faster to do that than it is to do a back stitch at the end of every single seam.
And you can still rip them out if you're...
What's that?
I said even by dropping it, I found that I could still rip out a mistake.
Oh yeah, don't drop it down so small you can't get the seam ripper in there. Make sure you can still get a seam ripper in there. But do drop it down.
For me.
Yeah.
I inherited some projects like that, and I'm like, it's a wonder there was any fabric, you know, because there was like 50 stitches to the inch, and there was no way you could rip it out.
My
and
machine, when
just
you
cutting
turn
it
it
through, it's
on,
like,
the
whoa.
stitch length says 250.
Yeah,
It says
250, yeah.
50. It says 50.
Okay.
And then it seems like it's too far apart.
Yeah.
So I turn it down to like 40,
Yeah.
sometimes 35.
Yeah.
Is that about a normal stitch length?
The default on all machines are set for garment construction. Garment construction is either a 5/8 seam or a 1/2 inch seam. And so there's a lot of stitches in there, and they don't need little tight stitches. But when you're doing little tiny pieces like this, you want a shorter stitch length. Yeah, so the defaults on machines are for garment sewing.
But like you said, you want to be able to get a seam ripper in there.
You still want to be able to get the seam ripper in there. Then the other thing is, please, 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 trim your threads as you go. When you get all done and you've got your quilt done, quilt top finished, and you have all of these loose threads hanging out, when you go to get it machine quilted or tied or whatever, you lay this thing down, you've got your batting on top of here and your backing, you get it all put together, and you've got all of these threads that are showing through.
Oh,
Yeah.
they show through the top.
They will show
Depends
through.
on what you have on the top.
Yeah, and
If you don't
they
trim them, they'll show.
they will show. So trim all of your threads as you go. Okay.
I find if I trim them as I go, sometimes they come out.
If they're
Couple
coming
stitches.
out, then you need to drop your stitch length down, so a shorter stitch length.
Because I don't want to be doing my binding and have a seam that has started to come out. Then
Yep.
you have to take it off, stop it, go in and sew that binding.
So the very first thing I do when I'm going to do a binding is I want to stitch a basting stitch all the way around the whole edge.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I trim it to size. So I might be trimming off some of those basting stitches, but at least I got most of it.
Stabilized.
Yeah.
It's a basting stitch
A
that you
basting
go
stitch.
around?
Yes, a basting
that's a
stitch.
longer
A longer stitch. So even if it shows when I put the binding on, I can go ahead and trim it and pull it through and have it removed.
And so you go around it like a 1/4 of an inch,
Yeah, actually I'll even go less than that.
so that it's on the inside of the binding.
Yes, it's on the inside of the binding. And my binding seam might be 3/8 of an inch, or it might be 5/8 of an inch. It might even be, bigger than that. It depends on how big is the binding that I'm using that I want to finish the quilt with. I don't always want to have a little tiny skinny binding. I might want to have a wider binding. So, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do this. It's my last one, so I'm going to do it. Okay, both of these are exactly the same size. Okay, both. But what happens if, I need to get my scissors out. What happens if I messed up and I didn't do my seam allowances right, and I end up with a block that's too small? Oh, hush up, Bill. I'm finally going to do my last demo. Okay, so now I've got this one block is a little bit smaller than the other block. Just a little bit. I didn't cut very much off. I just, cut a little tiny bit. But now when I lay it on top, you can see that they're different. I don't want to make another one because this is it. This is the one that I was going to use. So let me get these to go the right direction here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is lay them right sides together. I'm going to use my pin. I want to make sure that my intersection in the middle matches. So let's do that first. Hash. Oh, okay, so I'm going to match my seam up here in the middle.
This song. Whoever is left in the building, come on back and we'll do a quick show and share and community service and block event drawing.
Hey, can we have a break first and get snacks?
And we have door prizes.
Yeah.
And we have the raffle quilt, yes.
She wants a break first.
Yeah.
Just a break. She can do that. We'll
Okay.
wait for Susan.
Okay, so now I've got these matched up in the middle, but the ends don't match. So now I'm going to take and stretch the short one to match at the end, and I'm going to have the short one on the top and the big one on the bottom, because the feed dogs are going to grab them, and they're going to actually ease everything in.
So I always pin mine up at the other one. Because if I just line it up where I think it's lined up, go to put it under my machine, it moves a little bit.
Okay, I'm just going to hang on right here on the side. I'm going to use this as my stiletto. Oh, go back here. Okay, I've got a shorter stitch length. Oh, put my needle down. There. Okay, now that my needle's down, now I can go ahead and do this. I'm going to give I've got my first 1/4 inch is sewn with everything flat and even. Now the rest of the seam needs to be eased. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a tug and allow the feed dogs to grab that bottom fabric and pull it through. Get up here to the needle, to the pin, and one more stitch right there. Now I'm right at the needle. So now I can go ahead and take that pin out, get over the seam allowance, and now I'm going to go back down here and match this end up. Get that matched up. And make sure that this seam, the edge, are all matched up this way. And I want to put this finger right here so that it's on the outside edge of my foot. So as I sew up to it, I'm going to be able to leave my finger there and not sew over my finger, but I'm also going to be able to have the end still sewn together. Oops, that's starting to pull out, so let me use my stiletto.
Susan, when I've done that with my circles, then they don't lay flat.
Yeah, and so now the top looks good.
To get quilted, and it didn't lay flat.
It's okay. You really are chancing it when you do this, but if you're out of fabric and this is all you got, this is one way of doing it. Oh, see, I didn't get that seam didn't come down, and you can see it's a little bit ruffled right through here. But if I go ahead and press it and steam it flat, it'll help to marry those seams together. So you actually will end up with it being.
Start gathering together. Susan's gonna wrap up. While people are gathering down in we're all sibling time this time. We have some raffle things, and we have drawings. We have a door prize from Susan, which all of you have a red ticket for, a blue ticket for. Everybody has a ticket. If you didn't, raise your hand so Kim can give you a ticket. And you may win these pre-wound bobbins. And if you don't want to use them for a bobbin or they don't fit your machine, they're still thread in all these pretty colors. So, Once Kim is up here with us, we'll draw for that. We also have Maureen's going to come over and pretend to be Cora, and we'll draw for Block of the Month and Fact Quarters.
How many Coras are there today?
There were several Coras. So Cora texted me to say that she made a terrible blunder and she was trying to make it right, but she thought that we were doing all this at her July meeting and not the June meeting. And at the June meeting, she would be off going away for 5 days to celebrate her 52nd wedding anniversary. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry that you will miss your 52nd wedding anniversary. But she found replacements. So Mary Saurs is sometimes been Cora tonight.
How many people it takes to replace Cora?
It apparently takes a village to replace Cora, because here comes another Cora in the form of Maureen Kelly.
Who's taking the food to the food bank? 'Cause she was
Who
on
is
board
taking the food to the food bank? There's another Cora in the back, Janet. And Teresa. Oh, Teresa.
And she left me her bag.
Teresa, you go to the food bank anyway, right? That's, oh, the thrift store, okay. All right. Well, she goes to the thrift store. Are you? I haven't checked to see out in the narthex what's out there.
Oh, okay, you'll be the big finish.
Oh, yeah, you'll be the grand finale.
What's up? Did you leave it for the church? Did you leave it for the church?
We can leave it for the church. Cora was the hero of that. It was her idea. And so if she said she wanted it to go to the food bank, then it goes to the food bank. We do have our free little pantry out here, and you would think it would just be robbed by, junior high boys. But it's not. I have seen an elderly couple pull up and take things out of the free pantry. I have seen, there's the people who are here in the building a lot see the same people over and over. There's a woman in a van with one arm and 3 kids, and she stops in and gets food. And so it is food that is used for its best purpose. Okay, that's the grand finale.
We're gonna let that be the big one. So
That's the
this
raffle
is
club.
for the block
That's
of,
last.
not the block, the fat quarters.
Fat quarters.
Fat quarters.
Susan Treloar. The fat quarters was a theme, a sportsy theme.
Man.
Smiley face.
Man.
Green, keep them in your hand, they're yours.
Really?
Yeah.
Does someone,
Maureen Kelly.
does somebody know somebody that would like to have these?
Just draw it.
Okay, draw the next one. I'm good with that.
Thank you, Maureen.
Yes.
All right, then Janet, where are you?
Janet said, Janet doesn't want them.
All right.
Nobody wants them?
Your chances are getting
They're
amazing.
getting really good.
My name's not in there, so.
You're not in there.
All right, Mary.
Mary Sellers.
Mary.
Thank you. Kim, have you got those raffle tickets or the door prize tickets?
And these.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, block of the month. I'm
So
sorry.
those beautiful block of the months that they're all going to go. It's 18 of them, so
I'll draw.
that's
Susan
exciting.
did a terrible job. Susan couldn't find the taker. I have 2 and 1. I have 2. No, I have 1. Peggy. Peggy E. There you are. What? Okay, we lure new members in by giving them block of the month.
And if anybody needs the next month block of the month patterns still, we still have them left over.
Okay, but before we do this one, bobbins of thread. It's kind of hard to follow a Judy Larini quilt with bobbins of thread. So we're going to do the bobbins first.
Is this the blue ticket?
This is the blue ticket from Kim.
It's a bobbinator. It's awesome for when
It
you're
is a bobbinator.
traveling and you need to do handwork. Oh my gosh, I love my bobbinator.
It's a bobbinator.
Yeah, bobbinator.
It's an abominator. I'm sorry, a bobbinator. You draw.
I'm tall, but okay, we're going by numbers. 590,
7363.
Line 6 2.
I got 6-1. I got 6-2. I got 36.
If you just
7363.
ends in 6-3, came in about the same time, well, got a chick at the same time as Teresa.
It's probably yours then.
Okay.
Again for a bobinator.
Okay. 5907339. Woo, Julie! Yay! Okay. Okay.
Believe you. Okay. Bobinator. Okay, why don't we show that one more time? Is there anybody last minute wants to buy a raffle ticket? Is anybody last minute want to just put some money in the dish? That's fine too. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you very much to Judy Larini for donating her quilts. And lots of tickets sold tonight. Good job, ladies. It was fantastic. Okay. Y'all ready? Yeah, one drum roll. Shelley Woodkey. Yes. Yeah, great idea. Okay. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for taking care of that. Yeah, we can just talk. Okay, moving on to, what's that? $111 tonight. So, nice job, you guys. Thank you. Okay. And Teresa, before I forget, can I have a check for $50 for Jack's uncle? Because he is setting up and taking down the chairs for us. My back? There's the scene of the crime, y'all. That's where I fell and broke my back. So, yes, it's worth the $50 to have someone else set up the chairs. Okay. Yeah, let's do community service. Cindy. Cindy is not lifting those quilts and more.
Oh, it's just quilts. I can do this. I'll read them and somebody else.
Yeah, I'll hold them. Sure.
First of all, I want to say thank you. I've been going through a lot lately, and I had to cancel the work party because I was in the hospital, and I didn't get to go to the wonderful Akin presentation for the children because I was still in the hospital.
It was windy and cold.
And I did see you guys. Thank you, Kelly, Kim, and Mary. Mary went and got all the stuff and just did it all for me. I'm so, so grateful. Thank you so much. I'm sorry you guys had to have hoods and you got poured on rain and froze to death. But I thank you for doing that. And so, so, so much, really. And our next workshop is on June 18th from 11 to 4, which will be a week from this Thursday. I'm hoping I'll be able to be there. If not, I've kind of given instructions to people what they can do that day. But this is donations that came in tonight for show and tell. This quilt is a row by Kelly Herring. It was quilted by Mary Lou Finch, and the binding by Mary Lou Finch.
Pretty quilting on the back. Oh, pretty.
Yeah, it's got lots of pretty roses. It's beautiful.
Very true.
And this is a Spider-Man quilt. I think I showed it when it was a top to see who pieced it and never got a response. But it was just brought back. It has a matching pillowcase. It was quilted by Mary Saurs and bound by Mary Saurs. Some little boy is going to just love that. I forgot, yeah. Spider-Man, so she quilted it in spider webs.
So can you see it better from the back?
It's hard to see, but it's worth coming up and looking at.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Nice.
And then this is a hero quilt, pieced by Kelly Herring and quilted and bound by Mary Lou Finch. And for anybody that wants to make a hero quilt, this is like easy peasy pattern. I mean, it's just rectangles and squares. But it really makes a very, very nice quilt.
Hold it still, Colleen, so she can take a picture. And there is a high knee.
Yeah. High need for hero quilts. I don't really know where they're going next because that's not my department or how many are needed, but and I'm sorry, just because of my health, I haven't been here working, so I don't have kits put together. So hopefully at the next workshop, we can get some kits put together to be handed out at the next meeting.
But that reminds me, can I just make a note? So we still need a helper for Cindy, right? Or did you get anybody?
Mary said will help. I said she will help. And so I'm sure more people will
And
come.
Mary, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And we also need a hero quilt hero.
Yeah, we do.
So our Karen Woodard has done this for years and has put her heart into it and has just done such a great job. Big for shoes to fill, but there's going to be somebody. I know somebody out there has a heart for veterans in doing this, and if that's you, just let Cindy or me know so that we can make sure that you're fully funded and supported in doing that. Okay. Susan wants to say something about her classes. Come on up, Susan. Well, Susan has got a binding class coming up, and she hasn't got any takers yet. But I will tell you, you get to the binding, you're kind of done, right? Done mentally with that quilt, but you still have to put the binding on. So you would do it by?
Oh my goodness. If you think that I had a pile of tips and tricks tonight, you should see the ones I have for binding. Woo! Some really cool stuff. Also, if you did not pick up one of my business cards in the back, make sure that you do, because on the back side of it, it's got some very important information. I've had too many people come up to me and say, I bought this pattern and it makes a quilt that's X by X. Will it fit a twin? I don't know. I don't know. Will it fit a full size? But I don't know. But on the back of this card, it has all of the mattress sizes, which are all standard sizes. So if you want to know if your quilt is going to fit the bed, check out the back of the business card. Okay, so now, binding. You have two choices on June 20th. You can be down at the farmer's market, enjoying the sunshine and the people and all of the goodies that they have down there, and you can be spending lots of time visiting the people around the quilt frame, or you can come up here with me and learn how to get that quilt bound completely. You're going to bring your quilted quilt, and you're not going to trim it. You're not going to do your binding. You're going to bring all that stuff here, and we're going to do it all here, because I've got lots of information on how to make it go fast and easy. I'm all about easy. So in the back I was talking about different sizes seam allowances. I don't like math, so I don't give you exactly how far over is your stitch, your seam allowance. It's just based on where it folds over, and then you just find a mark, and that's the mark you use, and I'll show you how to do that in class. So,
sorry to hurry you along, but I'm just looking at the time.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah. All right, so please get hold of me if you're going to be doing the binding class. It's $20 for members, $30 for non-members. It'll be June 20th from 9 to 3:30. And next month, bring your circle quilts, your challenge quilts, because we've got some fun stuff happening with that.
Okay. Thanks, Susan. And I was given a request that we have an extra Zoom bee. So we have a Zoom bee every month. I forget to tell you all that. It's the third Saturday of the month, the fourth Saturday of the month. Sorry, the fourth. Because the third is Susan's class. The fourth Saturday is Zoom bee from 10 till 4, and you can sew with your friends via Zoom out of the comfort of your own studio, or you can just drop in and say hi. You can stay all day, do whatever. Somebody said we should have one during the week, on a weeknight, in the evenings. And so I think we should too, and I don't know what day we should pick. Anyone shout out a day? A Wednesday, a Friday? Anybody thinking? A Thursday. Perfect. Which Thursday? Second Thursday? To have an extra Zoom bee. Second Thursday of the month. That sounds good. Let's start about 6 o'clock and go till everybody goes to bed. Okay. Put something to that effect on the newsletter, also on the webpage. Second Thursday of the month from 6 till question mark. And that's fun. I will also tell you guys, we pay for a Zoom account. And so it is an available resource for you if you would like to Zoom sew with some of your other friends, not us. That's fine. Don't take it personally. If you want to use the Zoom thing to talk to your friends and siblings elsewhere, you can use that. Just ask me. I will give you the link to it. I'm not on the chat with your friends. It's just something we're paying for, so why is it just sitting there dusty all month, you know? So that's that. And is there any show and share? Did anybody bring anything for show and share? Here she comes. And thank you. It was hard to get all the presentations in that amount of time, so thanks for your patience. And Karen Reynolds has a beautiful quilt top.
This is a quilt that I made with pieces of fabric that I got from upstairs. Cindy put it together for me so that I would have something to do at my retreats. And this was one that I did.
Nice. That's very pretty. It's colorful. Anybody else have show and share? Okay. What does Teresa have? What do you have? What'd you do?
Put up my umbrella and pinch the whole thing out of my finger.
Oh, I'm not looking. She doesn't like that. Don't show me any hunts. Okay. Having said that, Jack Smoko will be back in the next 15 minutes to take down our chairs, so cheers for him. And thank you guys. Is there anything else I've left off for the good of the group? Okay. We are free to go. Thank you guys and good night. See you in July.